Hey. Only 3 minutes late. Not bad. All right. What are we on? Oh my gosh, 9? Part 9 of our journey through a Weedwife remedy. Woohoo! How's everyone doing today? Everyone's doing well. So we are on page 37. And we're going to talk about a brief ramble on procuring herbs and herbal preparations. So I'm talking about where you get your herbs from. Hey, Lane. I'm good. Doing good today. It's raining all day. So, yeah. How's your nettle tea? Do you have a lot of nettles? I think you said you had quite a bit. So, right, okay. So we're talking about where you get your herbs from and what, what is a good, how you decide where you get your herbs from. Oh no, we're enjoying sunshine here. I have tons of them. Ah, great. I'm glad. Should dry a whole bunch. Oh, you're getting cleavers as well. You're growing them. Okay. Just you probably know this, but cleavers are best fresh. So you want to either make like a tincture or a vinegar with them or both in order to like preserve them, but you can dry nettles. So you should just dry a bunch. Awesome. You guys must be like a little bit, well, I don't know. Yes, nettles and cleavers growing together. Awesome. Yeah, they're getting really big here, the cleavers. I don't have any nettles right where I am in town. I haven't seen any, but there's like a huge patch of cleavers. I live in town, but there's like a lot of wooded areas. So there's a wooded area right off like the road, and they have a pig and there's a stream, and then they have this big area with a bunch of cleavers in it, which, they're not big here yet. Oh, they will. They'll get big. But you could use. I use them. I use them when I get like, I don't know, so big, just big enough to like, have enough so you can like put in a jar and stuff like that. So get them when they're young and everything. So I think we call cleavers Sticky Willy. Oh my gosh, that's great. You can make like crowns because they stick together and they stick on your head. So like they're really good for like flower crowns and stuff like that. They're a lot of fun. I just like stick them to myself. That's a great common name. I love that. Oh my gosh. So okay, so our discussion question last time, we were talking about our apothecaries and what our ideal awesome apothecary might look like and smell like and, you know, feel like. And then, so if you weren't here last week and you can go ahead, you feel free to post that in the comments if you want to tell us what your awesome dream apothecary is. And then on the Facebook group, on our Facebook group, we started posting pictures of what it would look like. So I pulled some photos from the web because I can't draw, but if you can draw, you know, it's cool. And then there's a few others on there about what it would look like. And I can post a link. You may, if you're not joined, you may have to join to see it. And there are a few questions on there, but you don't have to answer the questions. So just see if I can put up that link. Wrong link. Haha. Let's see. So it's been really fun. Yeah, I think this would take you right to the post. I think so. So, Elaine, oh, fun. I usually make daisy chains. I know, it's funny. You can add the sticky willy to the daisy chains. Or maybe they'll help stay on your head because they stick really well. They just kind of wilt really easily. So, because they're just like really thin. So, anyway. Yeah. Just gonna post it, but we have a book club up on our Facebook group. Yeah. A minute, and then we can continue on with talking about all right, it's a posted. Cool. Hey, Pansy, what's up? Woohoo! How are you doing? Did it stop snowing? Is it finally spring? I hope so. I hope you're having some better weather. Okay, so while I read this, think about like, hey, hello, Silky Moonshine. Hello, welcome. I think you're new. Are you new? Is this your first time in Herbal Book Club? If it is, just let me know and I'll explain. I'll do a short explanation of how it goes, how we do it. And I'll warn you, we are rambly and we do get off topic, but it's always fun. So, and yes, so just let me know. We are reading this book, A Weedwife's Remedy. Newbie, yes. Okay, so how it works is that you don't have to buy the book, but you can. It's always good to have it to follow along. We just go through, I read sections of the book every week, and then we discuss them. And then there's also a Facebook group. Let me put, if you're on Facebook and you want to follow along with that. So let's see, there we go. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. And then there's links in the description of all of the book, to the book. and yeah, just have a good time. So, but I'm going to start reading. You guys think about like, do you guys predominantly wildcraft all of your herbs, or do you buy them and you have like a good source for buying them? And also, like, what do you look for in like a good quality like herb? So this book is really great. She goes through most sections are going to be about an herb, but this section we're talking about like apothecaries and some other subjects, so which is fun. And all of the back episodes are on my channel, so if you're interested in catching up, and they're up there. And I also did one with Susan Weed, and there's like 30 of them. So it takes us a while. It's a slow book club. So, but thanks for joining us. Okay, so page 37. Most of my medicines I harvest, preserve, and prepare myself, primarily from locally abundant wild-crafted plants and a few weedy garden medicines. However, I'm well aware that not everyone has the time, energy, and means to do so. I'm going to have to use my leg sometimes. Oh, awesome. Cool. If you have any questions, let me know. Let's see. However, I'm well aware that not everyone has the time, energy, and means to do so. Even for my own practice, there are some valuable herbs that I can't procure locally and choose to purchase from farms, herb companies, or fellow foragers. Perhaps because of how often I gather my own herbs, I'm especially persnickety about the quality of the plants I purchase. I'm by no means expert on the subject, seeing as a small percentage of my medicine is purchased, but I am picky enough to have a few tips to pass on. Especially for those without years of hard-won experience. There's nothing so disappointing as ordering an important plant or preparation, receiving something ineffective, subpar, or downright unacceptable. I've received shiny foil-wrap bags of what was supposedly yarrow, but more closely resembled a bundle of scentless hay. I've also eagerly cracked open brand new bottles of supposedly fresh kava tincture, only to be met with inert, flat-tasting alcohol. No tongue tingling, no rooty aromatics, no sense of relaxation. These unfortunate experiences did turn out to be good learning experiences for me, causing me to more carefully track down the kind of powerful plant medicine I value and what I need for myself, my family, and my clients. So she brings up a good point. Like, it's really good to know what a plant that you're buying looks like, if a tincture tastes like, so that you know that you're getting good quality medicine. In herb school, what we did was when we were talking about a plant, we'd pass around the tincture and everyone got to taste it, which, after a couple of tinctures in a row, you got a little like, woo, lots of plant. You could feel a bit strange because you're taking all that medicine. I mean, just a little bit. You just take like a drop, because it's so good to know how these things taste like. Elaine says it can be hard to know if you've bought a good herb, especially if you're new to the plant. That is totally true. So that's a little bit of a danger, but some good rules of thumb is, if it's dry, does it look like, is it nice and green? Does it look like it's supposed to look like when the plant was growing? Does it sort of smell, have I mean, and it's hard to know what the smell is supposed to be, but does it smell strongly? Like, does it have a scent? Most herbs have some sort of scent. most medicinal plants. And those are two really good, rules of thumb. We do have some really good herbal companies right now, so a lot of times you don't have to worry about so much. You're going to get a good quality. I'm going to post two really good, well, at least one really good herb company, which you guys probably know about, you can order your herbs from. Wow. And this is Mountain Rose Herbs. So Elaine, you hopefully have some good, and maybe Elaine, if you know of some good herbal companies in the UK, you could post those links, because I don't know any of them, and that would be really cool, because I know that it could be, especially right now, it's going to be really difficult to order herbs from the United States. And right now, Mountain Rose Herbs is taking a break, so they're not accepting orders, but they will open up again. They're sort of shutting down, catching up on orders, and opening up again. It's just because of the pandemic. Lane says, I bought some dried elderflower last year. It has no scent, but did look like the flower. That's good. It made a terrible tea. I now realize it was a bad product, but wasn't sure at the time. Silky Moonshine. I would love to know more about the subject, healing properties for stomach and skin, maybe. I think I can get one. I'll post one to his Facebook. Oh, thank you, Elaine. Thank you. Yeah, that would be awesome, because I don't know of any ones in the UK. So Silky Moonshine, we will be covering definitely herbs that help with skin and stomach. It's just not going to be, we're not very subject oriented, but as we go over the herbs and we will come across them definitely. So, what did we talk about? I don't know if we talked about anything so far for that specific. Yeah. So, yarrow, which we did cover last time, is a helpful, well, I don't actually know what episode it was, but we did cover it. But yeah, it'll be as we go. It says it's a mild, helps with, it's bitter, so it can help with digestion. But brilliant, no worries at all. Awesome. Cool. Trying to see, hold on. I'm going to go to the glossary real fast and see if I know any herbs that will be upcoming that I know. So definitely valerian, when we get to valerian. Maybe 2 episodes ago for you? I think so, Elaine. Yeah, that sounds... I really should post what we're going to be covering on the description. I think that would be very helpful. So, yeah... Definitely when you get to valerian. I know mint is good. And then there's a lot in the Susan Weed episodes. That's why I really need to go back, I think, and cite what herbs we're actually going over. I think that would be helpful, because there's like 30-something episodes of Susan Weed healing wise. This is the last one. healing wise. So and then as we go over the herb, if there's like a, if you're like, hey, I want to talk about some more in detail about this specific issue, we can, we can go over it, and basically we're all learning. So a lot of times we'll look things up, and some things I don't know. So that's sort of, Susan Weed has free course about immune health and COVID-19. Yes. And it's pretty good. Every day is a school day. It is, isn't it? All right. Wait, where's that, guys? On her website, yeah, and that's pretty good. Susan Weed's course is pretty good. Although I had to make my garlic honey a different way, so I did have to chop my garlic honey, and chop my garlic for my garlic honey and let it sit about 30 minutes, and then put it in honey and infuse it for I did like 2 days or something, and then strain it out. So anyway, aside if anyone watched the Susan Weed coronavirus info, it's free. She doesn't go over specifically how to make all the preparations. So if you didn't know how to do it, you'd have to do a little more research on that, but it's pretty good. It does simplify it really well. I mean, since I haven't made any yet, I'm making elderberry tincture this week. Awesome! Nice! Okay, page 38. On the other hand, it's a special kind of wonderful to receive herbs or preparations that have clearly been handled with great care, every element of medicine intact and alive with the spirit of living beings it was created from. This opportunity may seem rare to the beginner, but once connections are made through the Herbal network or online or in person, it is easy to see the beautiful abundance of carefully and heartfully made medicine. When I first started out, it seemed truly intimidating to meet anyone of like mind and overlapping plant passion, as I lived in the wilderness and was so many hours from the nearest city. I became a member of a few online forums with a folk herbalist emphasis, where I not only made lifelong friends, but also was able to trade and purchase amazing products from folks whose work I knew and trusted. I see that similar sorts of opportunities are now available through places like Facebook, especially topically focused groups and herb student specific social media. Yes, the garlic honey. Yeah, so what you do, and it's good for congestion in the throat, any kind of throat junk, because the reason you get that garlic breath is because it sits in your lungs, but you want that, So there's a chemical what you want to do is get fresh garlic, and you want to chop it. There's a chemical reaction that has to happen, and I forget the name, so forgive me, of the reaction and the chemical that has to form. And this is what you want. So you want to chop it, let it sit. I let it sit about 30 minutes on the cutting board, and then you can just put it into a jar of honey. Your ratio to garlic versus honey makes it stronger or weaker. So if you add more garlic, less honey, it's going to be stronger, vice versa. And then I let mine sit about 2 days. I kind of would sort of stir it, every day, make sure all the garlic was under the honey, but the garlic does sink. I mean, sorry, the garlic does rise to the top. So, and then I strained that out. And I used a fine mist strainer. And yeah, it doesn't go bad. I mean, it really literally like lasts forever. That's what it is, and it's super strong. And you can. The good thing is that it just preserves all that garlic goodness. You can use it to cook with too, and also all that garlic that you use to make the honey. You don't have to throw that out. You can also use that to cook with. So anyway, and my friend Heather, who is not here this week, but she's usually here. She was like, "Oh, you threw all that garlic out. You should use it for something." And she's an awesome cook. But I'm not as awesome a cook as she is. And it's a lot of garlic. So I have a sensitive stomach. So like, anyway, but that's basically how you make garlic honey. There's no heat involved at all. Super simple. Silky Mountain, that sounds good. I've suffered with strep throat so bad in the past. Yes, it would be really good for that. So before like cold season, or even now, get yourself some garlic, get yourself some honey, and whip some up. So yeah. Oh yeah, it's good, especially like garlic. I don't mind garlic breath. So yeah, and it's very tasty. It doesn't taste very good in tea. Like I would just eat it plain if you're taking it for like a, sore throat or congestion or anything. So yes. Oh, awesome. Ginger honey. Yes, I love ginger honey. I was going to make some today, but I ended up doing more garlic today. So ginger honey is also amazing if you're, sick. And nice warming action going on. And that's the first honey I ever made, I ever learned how to make at school, and it was amazing and so awesome. Ginger tea boiling it. Oh, okay. So wait, do you put the ginger honey in the ginger tea? Nice. Nice. How do you make your ginger honey, Silky Mountain Moonstone? Sorry. Do you heat it, or do you just let it infuse without heat? Honey is like such an awesome way to make medicine, and I think it's overlooked. So I really love it. I mean, you peel. Okay. I do not peel mine. I grate it up and don't peel it. But yeah, I'm sure peel it. So everyone makes it differently. That's why I was just asking. I forgot what I was going to say. Add it to the jar with honey. Okay. So I've done it that way. I've also put it in a pot and then put the ginger in it, and you have to keep stirring it on a super low heat so that it doesn't burn, because honey, and it doesn't boil. You don't want it to boil. And then I forget how long I did it for. Probably about 45 minutes for a while, and then you strain it out. I chop and then boil and cook. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Nice. I grate the ginger. No, I'm just asking. You're not doing it wrong. There's a lot of ways to do the same thing in herbal medicine, and then there's usually not a totally wrong way to do it. Chopping versus grating is fine. Peeling versus non-peeling is fine. So heat versus non-heat is fine. You can do them all that way. You're still going to get the ginger into the honey. And it's still going to taste awesome. I mean, we're used to with like thinking about like Western medicine, having the mindset where like there's one way to do something, and with herbalism, it's really there's a lot of ways to do something. And so I think that's one of like the most confusing things about it. And also like I've tried that in graded my knuckles with sorrel. Yeah, the grading can be a bit much. So, but chopping is fine. It's just a different surface area. Or slicing, you know, like that's just the way I was taught. But every herbalist and every herbal person that is going to have a slightly different way of doing things. A slightly different opinion. Even in this book, you know, I'll have a different, you know, I'll differ from how she does things. You know, she doesn't talk too much about how to make medicines in this one. So she mostly focuses on the herbs and the properties of the herbs. So you're so right. I agree. Oh, awesome. It makes it tricky, you know. And also when you start like, see, I'm not a clinical herbalist. And I'm very much still a student, even though I've had some herb school, but and some experience making medicines and stuff like that. But when you start treating people in a clinical setting with herbs, you'll find out that everyone is different too. So there's not run one way. There's with Western medicine, we're thinking that there's just one way and everyone, you know, fits in several boxes. But I think that when you're talking about herbalism, there isn't, and it's just sort of like these are those boxes on the window. And you sort of have to look at the person and see what's right for each person. And that's good because there's so many herbs. Oh, wait. So this is gathering from the source, community, connections, and resources. I've got my scary, like, scary storyteller up late going on here. Whenever I need to source out dry or fresh herbs, I think of my search in terms of concentric rings that spiral from the center out. I most prefer to find my herbs close to home in my own bioregion and from plant people in my own local community. Given that I live in remote wilderness and that even the closest tiny village is over 10 miles away, this can be challenging indeed. I start by looking for local individuals. Oh, Pansy says, sorry, you're talking about the weather. I totally skipped past that. And you said it was awesome, right? I think you did. Let me find. I can't find it, but I'm glad the weather is nice. I start by looking for local individuals or small companies who might have what I'm looking for, especially if I might be able to trade for it. If it's not possible, I move on to small herbal businesses that I already have a relationship with or have heard good things about from someone I trust. There are a number of small herbal farms across the United States that I buy one or many herbs from each year. I also prefer to be able to develop a relationship with the people actually growing the plants. I'm amazed by how many wild crafters and small farms will ship fresh plants without payment and tell their customers to assess the plant product first and then send payment. This isn't always the case, but it certainly tells you something about the community as a whole. I've received gorgeous bunches of Hypericum in flour, which is St. John's sort. Milky oats, fresh from the field, and pale sweet rhizomes of Solomon seal, dug from the forest, all ethically harvested by folks happy to provide extensive information about plants, their habits, and the gathering process. Andy says, I said, not sure I live in a state shaped like a mitten and an icicle. Oh no. I'm sorry. One day 40, next day 70, next 28. It's been like that here, but the swing, we're not doing 28 anymore. So, but I think it's in the 50s today. Yeah. I feel like spring is like even crazier now. Like the swings are like, it's even more manic. And then summer is even hotter and longer. But thank you for for answering my question again. So do you guys have a favorite place that you buy your herbs from? There is a saying, don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. Yeah. So here it's like, especially when I was going to school, I would like bundle up in the morning, and then by the afternoon I'd have like all my sweaters and jackets off, and I was just lugging them with me, because that's how it happens here. So, and just a warning, I have ADD, so sometimes, I'll bounce back and forth, swing by and pick some other stuff up. But 49 degrees today, that's pretty cold. It's pretty cool out. Glad it's not 28 though. All right, so any other place besides Mountain Rose Herbs that you guys order your herbs from, or do you have like a favorite like herbal company that you like to order like herbal products from, like tinctures or salves or anything? Almost some luck weather. Yeah, about 50, right? Almost. Here, definitely some days. Yeah. Okay. Even though I have like light here, I have to use my cell phone to. Besides your shop? Yes. Besides my shop. If it's possible. I mean, I know I have everything in my shop, and that's all you need. You order lavender from Wish. I didn't even know they had herbs. But I mean, they do have a lot of stuff. Do you like the lavender that you get? Do you feel it's like good quality? And we're continuing on to page 39. If I have to move up to larger herbal businesses, I choose the ones I know have the highest quality and best ethics. In some cases, I even prefer certain large businesses who I have a long-term relationship with over smaller businesses that have more questionable farming or gathering methods. So you really have to vet those herbal companies and stuff. It's purple and smells good and looks like lavender. Okay, well, there you go. So it's probably good. And another level you could want for your herbals, if it's organic. So organic, or sometimes you'll get it wild crafted. I know Mountain Rose sometimes sources wild crafted herbs. Rose petals too. Okay, cool. Awesome. So that's another thing to think about when you're buying herbs. There's another herbal place in my town. I do like Etsy shops in the UK for herbal bombs. I'd love to try yours, Jennifer, but shipping too much. Yeah. Don't worry, Elaine. I will. We'll work something out when when the pandemic is over, because shipping to the UK you would probably never get it. So we'll work something out. So some herbal companies have minimal order amounts. They do. And a lot of them in the United States, they're on the West Coast. Oh, we could trade for dry metals. Yes, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, something to keep in mind. So a lot of them are on the West Coast. Also time, like I'm on the East Coast. So when I was trying to order herbs, for my addresses, pansy, you know you're just gonna win that next giveaway for my products, don't you? And I have your address. Pansy's 1 2, but I'm not counting. You've got some good luck on you. Yeah, so timing, like it can take like 2 weeks to get here. The shipping can be more expensive, all that stuff. Yeah. Let me see. I'm fortunate that I live in a town that has a lot of herbs you can wildcraft, a lot of local. We have a wonderful health food store, local health food store, little, that has like a wall of herbs. So I don't have to keep like a huge amount of bulk herbs, although right now I do have quite a bit, because I got a bunch, for immune system and all that other stuff. If anyone needs some mullein, dried mullein, let me know. Could start with fresh nettles. By the time you get it, will be dried. Well, no, because it'll probably like not dry in the box properly, Pansy. So good idea, but it won't work out. Well, they do ship like things like tomatoes green, because they ripen over time. But what is mullein? So mullein, I'll have to post a picture to the Facebook group. It's this plant. It's got big, fluffy leaves. Yeah, it can go musty. Yeah. It's got big, fluffy leaves, fuzzy leaves. It starts out in what you call a basal rosette. So it's like low to the ground, and the leaves go out like this. I bet I can do a Google search and just link it. Hold on, so y'all can see. Oh my gosh, it's never gonna let me do this, because I mean, it's gonna be too many characters. No. Okay. See if that is gonna work, so you guys can see what that looks like. Poke holes in the box. No, because it needs, like for drying, it needs air circulation. It needs to be dry and it needs to be out of the sunlight and it's just yeah, it'll go all kinds of wrong. So yeah, so that's mullein, and you'll see that the second year it sends off this huge stalk and it has little white yellow flowers. It's really good. You can make a mullein garlic ear oil, mullein flower ear oil. You can add garlic to it for like, if you're, for like ear stuff, ear junk, ear infections. It's helpful for ears. Link won't take you to Etsy details. Oh no, it's just oh, the link doesn't work. It's just a Google search. Well, okay, so you'll have to just look up mullein and the pictures and the images, and you'll see what it looks like. You probably have it around you. It's very common. Oh, the tea is very relaxing. That's awesome. I've never taken the tincture. I've never taken it for that. It's also really good for lung support. So you can make it as a tea. You can smoke it. It's good for like, it's a lot of times it's in smoking blends for people who want to stop smoking. If they do have an herbal blend instead, they're still smoking something, but it's better for them. It helps support the lungs. And if you're doing it in a tea, you have to make sure you strain it really well because it's got little tiny hairs. Anyway, so, oh, it did work for you. It worked for Elaine. Okay. Pansy, I don't know why it's not working for you. Work just showed pictures and it's yes. You want able to. Well, I was just showing the pictures. Oh, does it grow in fields and make the whole fields yellow? Well, actually, I think what you're talking about, Silky Moonstone, is goldenrod. Does what you're talking about happen in like the fall? Because that is probably goldenrod. Just different. And that is this baby here. See a lot in summer here in Ireland. Maybe I'm going to paste this and see if that is the plant you're talking about. Around the time of year, maybe June. So actually, it might be, in fact, mullein that you're seeing. Although I don't remember ever seeing like a field of it. It kind of grows in little groups. But I have seen a field of goldenrod. Let's see. Let me search when mullein blooms. Let's see. June. Yeah. Okay. So it might be definitely mullein. Goldenrod is August in the United States. August, but also can be October. So yeah. So Jelly always wanted to travel to Ireland and Scotland. Oh, me too. Me too. I go to keep saying froze. Oh, here. You trying to look up goldenrod? Just type in goldenrod. Yeah, just type in goldenrod, and then I think it can be one. I think it's one word. I think it's one. Yeah. And see if it's that. But I think you're looking for the mullein. Yay! We have 2 people from the UK. The yellow flower of the Irish. Oh! Irish landscape, iron hills and hedgerows are blooming with. Huh. I'm sorry. Let me look that up. Hold on. I'm not familiar with that flower. We might not have it here. Oh. No, this is different. So this is neither goldenrod nor mullein. It's common grouse. Grouse? That's really pretty. There's a nice picture of sheep under this huge bush covered with it. That's awesome. I don't know anything about that plant. I'm going to post up this one so everyone else can see. See it all the time. Oh, it's a little too, dang it. It won't work because it's a little too long. All right. So if you Google pansy, or if everyone Googles, yeah. All right. If everyone Googles Ruzi, I am definitely butchering that. Then you'll be able to see it. We don't have that here, or at least I've never seen it. Let's see. I see it all the time, but never knew what it was. They are my cousins. Pretty. Yeah, they are pretty. I will have to look. Well, let's see. We can do a Google search on that. Well, let me go to all. What does it mean? Abundance? Let's see. Here's a, no, it's not. Oh. Hold on 1 second. Furs. Ooh, furs. Everyone probably heard that. That was real loud. That was real loud. The sheep, yeah. We call it, yes. Elaine, I've seen that. We have it everywhere as well. It's like that, but in the summer, it grows in the field, not in the mountains. Small flowers. Coconut. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to do some research on that. Oops. Yeah. But I just can't. Okay, so it's a flowering plant. 20 species of thorny evergreen shrub in this. The species are native to parts of Western Europe and Northwest Africa, with the majority of species in Liberia. No, it's not giving me. Dang it. I'm going to have to do some more research on this baby. Oh, let's see. There's not a lot of information on there. Hey, let me go back. I'm going to come back. Yes. Very thorny. In Scotland, it has been used as a dye and as a flavor for water. One of my books says. That's awesome. Look what we learned today. We'll have to find out if it has any like medicinal value or anything. But it may not. But that's awesome. That picture of sheep was so cool. And Scotland, yeah. All right. We learned something new today, guys. That's so cool. You guys probably also have the mullein and the goldenrod, but I've also heard it used as a remedy for cracked skin. There you go. There you go, Silky Moonstone. I think you were interested in something for the skin, right? I'll have to do some more research on it, but okay. Let's see if we have it. Oh, I can't help looking. Oh, wait, here's uses. Uses a fodder for fuel and baking, bakers' ovens, bedding for animals, roofing, mud walling for fencing, draining, road making, chimney cleaning, dyeing. This is no means an extensive list. Oh. Okay, so this is from, I'm going to put up a link. This is from an old Herbal. So some of these things are going to be like a little outdated. But it's fun to look at that. So, yes, used to burn. I've heard that too. Yes, that would suit my hands at the minute washing them. Well, if you have dry skin, I really like if it's super dry, I really just like shea butter because it's super thick. You just put that right on there. Just other things that are good for dry skin is calendula, doing like an oil from calendula flowers, plantain, and chickweed. Those are all really good. Also, comfrey is supposed to be good as long as you don't have any deep cuts. Yes, I need something that soaks in quick. Well, so you could try jojoba oil. And that would be the fastest soaker inner. But if your skin is really dry, you do want something that can sit on it and then, work its way in it. So maybe something thicker at night. The shea is very thick, but it works. Or something where you're not using your hands. You can just sit there with kind of slightly oily hands and like, I don't know, watch a bit of TV or something. Yes, loves shea butter. Yeah. And also the calendula, plantain, and chickweed. If you can find like a salve with those in it and comfrey out there, then that will help if there's any cracking, any cuts, any kind of like, just help with the healing So, yeah. What time is it? 4:03. Awesome. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. I've got like a lot of random. Sometimes I feel like I can't talk for like an hour and a half, but I can. Plantain might be growing near you now, Silky. Yes, I've seen plantain by me. It's just starting to come up. 21:05 here. Yeah, that's what time. Yeah, it's 9:00. Yes, you guys are a little, a couple hours ahead of us. So, but we made it at this time since I'm off work, so Elaine can participate, and so it wouldn't be so late. But it's really good, that, and also for anyone else in the UK that could, come and participate. You're just still small, Elaine? Okay, so give it like another, I don't know. I just watch it, and it can get, I've seen plantain as big as your hand. What does plantain look like? So it is, hold on 1 second. We will show you. Oh, that's the banana. Yes, herb. So plantain is also a banana-like substance. But this is the, oh, I think it's going to be too big. Yes. Okay, this might work. Yep. Oh, it's too big. Dang it. I hate the links are so long. Especially with like the pictures. All right, or just Google it. Google plantain herb because it's going to show you banana. There's a long leaf, there's a wide leaf, and a lance leaf plantain as well. And it's a very common yard. It grows everywhere, in fields, in your yard, along the roadside, and that you would make a infused oil from, or you can buy one, or like I said, you can find a salve with it in there. That's probably like the easiest way if you have not made an oil before. Like says, I use plantain balm on my son all the time for scratches and cuts. Yes, it's good for cuts, scrapes, bug bites. In a pinch, you can chew it up and make a spit poultice, which is basically you chew up the leaves and like put it on your bug bite. So it's good for skin stuff. But also make sure that you're properly identifying all of these plants. You recognize that, yeah, it's really common. A lot of the herbs we're going to talk about are really common, and they're and most of the herbs are going to be here in the States and over where you are, because they have basically traveled from Europe and they were brought here. So there's a lot of the same plants everywhere. And once you start learning to recognize what all the plants look like, you'll see them everywhere and you'll just go insane. I never realized that there was so much around me. Yes, exactly. And you'll just be like, a lot of herbalists refer to it as the green wall. where you're just looking at a bunch of green, and then when you start learning the plants, you will be able to see all the different distinctions, and it won't just look like a green wall. It'll look like, you'll be able to recognize everything. So yeah, Elaine, same here, right? So yeah, the key is just to properly identify the plant, so you know what it is. A good rule of thumb is to, when it's blooming, is a good way to help identify plants. Silky moonstone. I will be looking to every intro. Yeah. And also, like, a lot of times you'll be like, well, what's this plant? And then you'll want to look it up and know what it is, and that's sort of how it goes. So I did post a video on how to, like, pick an herb to study, which sort of addresses some of these ideas. And then also there's a really awesome interview with Rosemary Gladstar, who's an herbalist, about, like, the same topic. And it says, I need to learn to recognize plants more. Yeah, it just takes time, but it's not hard. Oh, I posted, actually, you guys might be really interested in this. I posted in one of my, let me go, I've got a awesome live by Plant Mentor on wildcrafting on my channel, but I'm going to link it because it's in playlists under Herbal Plant Wisdom. And it is, oh, I want to have it. Got it reverse. Let's see. I want to stop it from playing. Let's see. Share. Copy. Okay. This thing is cool, and I think you guys would be really interested in watching it. It's a live that they're doing. It's how to correctly identify plants and other critical wildcrafting tips. It's about an hour and a half, and so I think that would be. Let's see. Of that, picking one to study. I need to go outside of my house, even into my yard, but weather needs to get better. It will, Pansy. It will get better. And and then you'll have the chickweed and the dandelions and all that stuff coming up. So cool. Check that out. Yeah. Did it? It did post. Okay, cool. And Elaine and Pansy, since you guys have a little your moderators, you are able to post links directly to the chat. So just to let you know, if there's a link you want to post, that enables you to do that, as well as helping us out with trolls, but we rarely have trolls. So now, yes, lots of dandelions. Yes, do you have lots of dandelions? We are winding down our dandelion season. I didn't know. No, oh, about your moderator. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes you'll have trolls, and you have powers to, like, kick people out. So should we read a little? I'm gonna read a little bit more, and then we'll probably wrap it up for this week. Yeah, I will help out. Awesome. Yeah, we never very rarely. Or if somebody says something that like YouTube is like, seems weird, you can approve it or disprove it. And usually it's just, you know, us saying bad words on purpose. So, not that we would ever do that. No, we're very clean here. I'm looking at you, Pansy. It's family friendly. No, we're very we're mostly family friendly. So a lot of times it's just like gross out humor about boogers and spit poultices and bodily function. So very elementary school. Oh, I don't even know where I am, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm still on 38. We're still on 38. Okay. All right. Cool. I think I'm still in the middle of this big paragraph. Yeah. So when I first started out, it seemed very, yeah, okay. I became a member of, I now see that, okay, I stopped at social media. Not too long after that, I decided to start a few small gatherings of my own just to bring together other folks with a love of wild foods, herbal medicine, and field botany. So she started a, yes, family friendly. So Miss Keever Rose, who wrote this book, she started a Medicines of the Earth Herbal Conference, and it's in Durango, Colorado, I believe, which I've not gotten a chance to go to yet, so because it is a while away for me. So, but her website is down in the description, so if you wanted to check that out. It seems like really that it's great. Herbal conferences are a lot of fun, and it's a really good way to learn, although they can be quite kind of pricey. So, but you know, you get to get there with a lot of herb people. So yeah, I really love them. So this is gathering from the source, community connections, and resources. Whenever I need some to source out dry or fresh herbs, I think of my search in terms of, oh, I'm skipping mine. Oh my gosh, where am I? Here I am. Okay. Oh my gosh, did we read more than I thought? We did. When I purchase herbs from someplace, okay, so this is 39 at the bottom. I want them to be intimately familiar with every step of their production process and the plants themselves. Sometimes, especially at a larger farm or company, this isn't all one person. But as a whole, the company should be able to talk about the intimate details of their herbs, from exactly where and how they're grown to exactly how they're processed, in order to be dried, packaged, shipped, and so on. The best companies, even large ones, are happy to answer detailed questions by their customers regarding even seemingly trivial minutiae. I've grown increasingly wary of purchasing potentially at-risk plant medicinals such as chaga, osha, or even some species of sage from large, faceless companies whose employees only quote the company's script and don't personally know anything about the plants or where they came from. Personal experience is always a nice touch when you're purchasing something, but even more important when working with living beings harvested from larger ecological communities that can easily be damaged by improper harvesting or farming practices. As the effects of climate change become even more obvious and our climate continues to escalate, and our culture continues to escalate its rapid pace of mindless consumption, the need for mindful procurement of sustainable medicine and food has never been so vital and so challenging. It's always been important to be well educated on whatever it is we are purchasing, and even more so on whatever we're ingesting and using with the intentions of healing. But now, even the casual family herbalist needs to be familiar with the ins and outs of the industry in order to make wise decisions, not just for the sake of the plants, but also for the sake of the well-being of those being served by the plants. Imported herbs can be subject to irradiation, may potentially contain heavy metals, or have been exposed to dangerous pesticides. Essential oils may be contaminated, and herbal products may contain species other than those listed. I do want to finish like this section. Okay. Some people will use those issues as a reason to endorse and encourage increasing regulation of herbalists and herbal products. It seems to me that no amount of regulation prevents problems from occurring whenever, because a company has enough money to be able to bypass the regulation or simple human error. It is my view it is much more helpful to have community accountability than government oversight. All in all, the herbal community is still a relatively small group of good-hearted folks who are passionate about the plants they work with. Every time I start to think that it's all gone to corporate hell, I'm reminded otherwise of the kindness, generosity, and trusting nature of so many practitioners, farmers, foragers, and craftspeople. Woohoo! So we'll stop at page 41. And we'll pick up next week on root and seed purchasing dried herbs. So talk about that. Yes, good-hearted, polite people. Yeah, and from my experience, the people who, even Mountain Rose is a really huge company, and their sourcing is very ethical. If they can't find an ethical way to source a herb, they won't carry it. So, I found like a lot of companies are, they love the plants as much as we do, and they make sure that they, they're providing good quality products, and also not damaging the planet or looking after the plants. I really love that too. Yes, I agree. Silky Moonstone, yes. I think there's a list. So there's not a list in her book, but I think there is a list, and it might be an outdated list in Healing-wise, because you just can't tell sometimes online buys. No, you can't, and it can be very difficult. So that's why, like, a lot of herb books will have a list of places to get your herbals that they trust. So Susan Weed's book has a list in the back here. Who's the author again? So of the book we're reading. Of Susan Weed? Okay. Yeah, sorry. It's Healing-wise, and it's a great book. You can get it used as well for it was made in the 80s. Let's see, 89. But yeah, I would just Silky Moonstone. I would just watch some of our book club ones of Susan Weed to see if you like it. Some I've got to admit, some of the episodes are a little more awkward than others because I was just starting. So, but anyway, but yeah, I mean, all these places are from the U.S. So that's why I asked Elaine, because I only have one UK herb book. Oh, I need to find that. And that may have a list in the back. And I can post that to the, let's see. Do you like her menopause years? Haven't gotten into it. I'm sure they're fab. You should start more. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I also have her menopausal years, Elaine, and I have not read it yet. So I've had this one for a while. Maybe this is one we'll get into as a book club book. Heather, you were spacing out. You missed the whole thing. We're almost done. You'll have to watch the replay. But I'm glad you made it. Yeah, a lot of my herb books have stuff in the back. Because I think that a lot of the herbalists know that people are looking for information and they're looking for more information. And let's see what she has. Yeah, let's see, mail order herbs. That's how old this book is. Frontier. Oh, they also have websites too. That's on page 246 of this one. But I don't know if we want to do. I mean, we could do a whole book. Anyway, this could be a book club book, but I wanted to sort of take a break from Susan Weed since we did a whole lot. But yeah, I haven't read it, and I think a lot of us are. I think Patsy is past menopause, but I think a lot of us are sort of getting there, aren't we? Let's see. I'll be up for that. I'm a big fan of Susan Weed now. Okay, well, we can definitely do it. Oh, bye, Patsy. Bye. Heather is waiting for me to chat. We'll see. We'll see. We'll probably do like another like drawing. Her daughter's name is Heather too. I know that tripped me up too, Heather. Yeah, so I'll have to look for that book. It's on the stack here. You see this nice big stack of books and tarot? It's the book of making and taking, the herbal book of making and taking. If I find it and it has a list, I can post it to the Facebook group information, and that would be cool. So, all right, guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Elaine. Oh, you have it. You have it. Nice. Thank you. Loving the stack. I have a stack like that. Tarot and Stephen King. It's herbal books. It's manga. It's all kinds of stuff in there. Yeah, and tarot, and notebooks, and journals, and markers, and all kinds of stuff. So we need more bookshelves. Yeah. Yes, love Studio Ghibli. I do too. Yes, Julie. Julie just texted me. She said, I met my daughter Heather was waiting to call me. Yeah, love Studio Ghibli. They have this well, they have this thing now that they have their films. The Cat Returns is one of the ones that I haven't seen. But they've been bringing the films back. Like they have 2 days showings and stuff like that, special showings. So that's been really awesome. So we've been like watching all the ones in the theater that we haven't seen. Spirited Away, love Spirited Away, Heather. Yes. Oh, hold on, I have something to show you guys. Did I show you this guy? It's my calcifer. I think this one is from Spirited Away, right? Yes, Netflix. So, fun fact, we cannot, in the US, we cannot see the Ghibli films on Netflix because of something about someone else owns the rights to them and Netflix cannot show them. So it really sucks. I got this from Etsy. Yeah. So, yeah. Thanks. All right. Well, gotta wrap it up because it's late over there, it's late over here, and I'm kind of at my hour-and-a-half limit. Yeah, Heather, I think Disney, mean old Disney, and I think that they have a streaming channel, so they may be up on Disney Plus, or they're just like reserving the rights to show it on them. Yes, everybody have a nice weekend. Everyone has a nice week. Dory, yes. Yeah. Yeah, they bought, I think they own them now. Pixar. I think it's Pixar. Oh my gosh. But they used to be a separate company. Rainy and windy here too, Heather. Yes. Yes. I think we often have similar weather though. Yes, everyone have a good week. Silky Moonstone, if you are on Facebook, you might want to subscribe to the Facebook group if you're interested, because we've got lots of other info that goes up on it and stuff like that. And also, yeah, and also you can post stuff if you want. And yes, so same time next week. Thank you, Heather. That is the link. Oh, yes. Awesome. And yeah, there's 3 questions. You can answer them, but you don't have to. So they're all about herbal stuff. And at 3 Eastern and 9 PM UK time. And yes, oh my gosh, brain. So you guys have an awesome week, and we will continue our discussion next week. All right. Bye. Thank you for joining so much. Bye.